is from the Creator Himself. Now, you could argue what the Christians are teaching is man-made, what this person is teaching is man-made. You could even say what I'm teaching is man-made. But I'm saying what I'm teaching isn't man-made because I can evidence it through the Quran. And I think you asked the question, how do I know the Quran is correct? Or, yeah.
What you're saying is God. Because you said that God made you, God is perfect, and He made us. Yeah. So if He made us, what makes you think He's to one person like Muhammad, and not to other people? And we don't understand what He says. We don't interpret it the way.
No, that's fine.
He doesn't talk to us in our own way. So what we interpret in our own way is good. Because it doesn't tell you the same thing. That what you're saying is good and what I'm saying is bad. Why do you think that?
What I'm saying is good, not based on my feelings, not because God is speaking to me. What I'm saying is right and correct because it's revealed in a perfect scripture that's been perfectly preserved. We know through the law of non-contradiction, right? What is a contradiction? What is an error? Does that make sense? So the fact that this was revealed 1400 years ago and there's no error in it, there's no contradiction in it, is objectively true that's been preserved through an oral tradition of memorization.
How many versions of the Quran is there?
If you give me 1 moment, sorry, let's finish that first. It's a good question. Remember that question, I'm going to answer it. In this blessed month, in month of Ramadan, if you come to the mosque for Isha, you see that people are reciting Quran verbatim in the language that's revealed, and we're standing behind them, and the entire Quran in its totality is being revealed. And now, if you go to the Birmingham University, we have a carbon-dated Quran in Birmingham University that's been carbon-dated by non-Muslim academics who say it was in the life of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, which is the exact same Quran we recite now from memory. And what was your question, madam? Sorry.
Have you read that, by the way, that thing in Birmingham Library?
Have
you read it yourself personally? Gone to Birmingham Library and read it?
I've seen news articles. I haven't had the chance. I've been meaning to go there myself.
How many versions of the Quran is there?
One.
Just one version of the Quran?
Yeah.
So how do you know, hand on heart, looking at me now saying to me that one version of the Quran that you know to be true, and the scriptures in Birmingham are the only thing that God created? How do you know that?
Okay. Firstly, madam, I welcome all your questions. Yeah. But we have to first let the conversation progress. So, do we agree as a foundation and principle? That's what. So I want to agree on something. Okay. So, there's a creator.
Yes, I agree on that.
Okay. Create us for a purpose.
Yes. Well, if you say so, I don't actually believe it yet, but I haven't found scriptures or anything evidence to believe.
Okay.
The reason why He created man was for a purpose. I haven't seen or read that anywhere.
Okay. Now, you said you haven't seen or read that anywhere.
Not for a purpose, no. Created man for a purpose.
Would you be convinced if you saw or read it somewhere?
Probably not, no.
Okay. So what is your criteria for truth?
So my criteria for
because you've said you pray to God yourself. My point is, a Hindu person would say the same thing, Christian would say the same thing. What makes you right over them? Because I've provided my evidence and proofs, and you've just come with something which is subjective.
Right, the reason why I would never say to you that my way is real, my way is true.
So your way is wrong?
No, only to me.
So it's only right to you, but wrong to everyone else?
Only in my mind do I know that God spoke to me. Like, in my mind, I believe God spoke to me.
Okay.
And I believe that what He told me was for me only, not for the rest of the world. So I'll never say that I'm a prophet, I'll never say that I'm anything else apart from what God told me personally.
How do you know it's God?
I don't. But the reason why I say it is God is because the words that they were using and the truth behind it. There's nothing evil or good.
How do you know? Good is subjective.
So I'm saying for me, it was God.
In your opinion?
Yeah, just for me.
In your opinion?
No, just for me.
In your opinion?
I absolutely believe that.
But that's your opinion?
No, it's my belief. It's not opinion, it's my belief. It's what I believe in.
Semantics, madam.
Same way that you believe in the Quran, in the way that the Quran speaks to you, in the way it helps you through your wisdom.
Madam, you're misquoting me. We literally have this conversation. Nothing that you're saying did I say.
No, you keep telling me that I'm not believing in God and I don't believe in anything else.
I've never said that.
But I do believe in what I believe in,
Miss, I've never said that.
But you just said, how do I know that God spoke to me? And I said, I believe in it.
Yes. I definitely said that, yes.
It's my opinion, and I'm saying it's not my opinion, it's something I believe in.
Yes.
So for me, a belief is not nothing I believe in, it's a belief. It's something I know to be true for me. Not for the rest of the world, just for me. Okay. But the same way I know that church.
Can you evidence it? Because it's not a fact, it's subjective. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Evidence it because it was for me. It wasn't for the whole world to notice it.
Okay.
He spoke to me personally, from what I was going through at the time. He spoke to me, helped me through it, and that's why I believe in the person who spoke to me.
And that's fine.
Nobody else. I can't say it's subjective, I can't say it's a belief, I know what happened to me.
You can't say it's objective, it is subjective, yeah.
People can't say to me, what happened to you is wrong, because you don't know, you weren't there, you didn't see it. Same way I can't say to you, what happened to you is wrong. I don't know, I wasn't there, I didn't see it. Doesn't make it not true.
I can say it's wrong.
Why would you say it's wrong?
I wouldn't say it's wrong, but I can say it's wrong.
Well, why can you say it's wrong?
Because right now, my burden of proof and my burden of evidence is different to yourself. So with yourself, from your paradigm, you don't need evidence. You can base it on a subjective experience. Yeah? My burden of evidence isn't based on anyone's subjective experience, regardless of my own, and I scrutinize based more on evidence and objective truths.
So your objective truths come from the Quran?
Yes.
That you read yourself?
Yes.
That you interpret yourself?
No.
Who interprets it? Somebody else interprets it for you?
No.
So how do you know what you're believing? How can you tell it for you if you don't interpret it your own self? Because only you know how to interpret it.
No, because we have scholarship. So basically, the Quran is interpreted through verses of its own. So you use one verse to interpret the other verse, and it's understood through the understanding of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
So you get that your way you interpret stuff is different from the way I interpret stuff. Totally different way.
I agree, yes.
Could we think differently?
100%.
So we interpret stuff differently, right?
Yes.
So what you're saying to me is you believe somebody else's interpretation and you're following that interpretation.
Very simply put, yes.
Right, I can't do that, I'm afraid.
And by the way, it's not just a person.
Yeah, you're prophets.
Yes.
I still can't do that.
No, that's up to you.
Blindly, because someone told me.
But it's not blindly though. You're straw manning my position because right now. That's fine. I know you mean no disrespect, and I hope my candor. No, I appreciate that, and I value that, and I appreciate that. I would argue that look, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, like for me to say he's a prophet, there's criteria that need to be met. It's not just because he claimed it, I believe it. Yeah, he would have to do miracles. He would have to make prophecies which has come true. He has to show the best of character. You know what I mean? And yeah, so there, I would even scrutinize the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. I would scrutinize the Quran to see if it's true. Does it make sense? As the Quran says in chapter 3, verse 82, that if it was from anyone other than Allah, you'll find mistakes, contradictions in it. Even in chapter 2, the Quran, the beginning few verses says a book where there's no doubt. Does that make sense? So it makes all these claims, which helps me to actually think that look, if it was from anyone other than the creator of the heavens and earth, whenever you read a book, right at the beginning, it starts off with a disclaimer. If there's a mistake, please let me know, and so on and so forth. The Quran doesn't start with that because it's from the creator of the heavens and earth. The Quran talks about science, gets it right. It makes prophecies come true. It talks about history. So I'm thinking like it's not something that any man could create. You know what I mean? So when the Quran meets the criteria that is divinely inspired or from God, then whoever it comes from necessitates must be inspired and from God. Plus I have additional evidences in regards to his truthful nature and what he was able to achieve, but more so the prophecies and the miracles. And the Quran is a living miracle. It was revealed 1400 years ago. 80% has been proven correct. The other 20% is ambiguous. So when it talks about heaven and hell, judgment day, I can't objectively prove to you the existence of angels. But through inference and deduction, through inference, let's just say actually, more accurate, through inference, I believe in angels. How do you feel about that, madam?
I think I've seen one. As in, like, when you say somebody like who is pure in their way of their thinking.
Madam, you compliment me too much. We've just met, madam. Come on. I try my best. I have shortcomings. But to call me an angel, madam, is too much.
But you know what I'm saying though? You must have met people along your route who are pure in their purest senses, who will help anybody, do anything for anybody and themselves.
I think people are angelic. They're like have amazing characters and selflessness, But
Like you have that
no,
kind
no,
of...
I would say that the angel is something different, and the description of the angel is given. Does that make sense? So, yeah, so people I've met like really pure, soft-hearted, kind-hearted, gentle people. But to say the angels, and again, angel is like a specific, special creation of Allah. It can travel like faster than the speed of light. It has immense strength and so on and so forth. Yeah. But there are some people who instill these things. But look, yeah, like I
What
can't.
would you call those people?
Nice people, pious people. Does that make sense? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm a Muslim, right? And I've met some really good Christian people. Do you know what I mean? And with all due respect, I believe that they don't meet the criteria to enter paradise.
Okay.
Yeah. And there are some Muslims who claim to be Muslims and they don't meet the criteria to enter paradise. Yeah. But it doesn't negate that they have like one or two amazing qualities. But having one or two amazing qualities, me being incredibly patient with my child and loving to my child, and being short and short fused with my wife, like it's not enough. Does that make sense? I could be amazingly kind to my mum, but then I'm rough with my wife. Like my point is, an angel will be in its totality, like it doesn't have free will. Angels don't have free will, so they are in the pure worship of Allah without choice and in full submission. The thing that makes us human beings we can even excel angels is because we choose to worship Allah. We choose to not follow our desires. Does that make sense? It's very easy to live a satanic lifestyle and fall into desires and so on and so forth. But we choose not to. And sometimes it's harder. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Not to follow our desires, not to fall into adultery and so on and so forth. So I would say that I believe that, look, Islam teaches that we're all born upon fitrah, a natural inclination to recognize God, to worship one God alone, to be kind. Does that make sense? I think society would have to really change and corrupt you to make you think it's acceptable to kill and bomb babies. You know what I mean? Like most countries, they have a thing where it's like women and babies will be protected even in warfare. You know what I mean? So,
So it shouldn't be allowed.
yeah. So I'm saying that, look, but then the society changes us. Sometimes it makes wrong right and right wrong. You know what I mean? Where before, like, we had really a sanctity of marriage and respecting women. Now it's like, oh, I'm a player. Let's see how many women I've bedded, and it becomes a competition. And I somehow it adds some sort of credibility to me, and I feel like I've honoured myself by disrespecting women. And again, this is not what Islam teaches. So I'm saying that, look, madam, take the time out, read the Quran. This is a free translation of the Quran. What did you think?
I thought...
How much of it have you read?
No, I read the whole thing, but I must admit, I read it when I was about 25.
Okay.
It was about 25 years ago.
It was about six months ago.
Yeah, I wished. I really do wish I was 25 years ago, actually. It's about 27 years ago, actually. So I don't remember it. I read the Bible before that. So I read the Bible first, then I read the Quran. And if I remember at the time thinking, not for me, but I got delved more into it, which I did, by the way. I delved more into the religion.
Why not for you?
At the time, well, now I will still say it's not for me.
Why?
Because of the way that I think, the way that I am. I'm not one of those people that can accept this is God's role, so accepts it. I can't really do that. I thought that was church.
Challenge it. The thing is, I'm not saying that this is from God, believe it. I'm saying that this makes a big claim is from God. There's good evidences, and then challenge it and prove it. Disprove it or prove it or whatever.
Every single day. Like, my first challenge was, why can't women wear trousers to church? Why is it disrespectful to God if a woman puts on trousers? And God doesn't think it's disrespectful, because as long as you go to church and you follow Him in the best way you can, your clothes doesn't make any difference.
I would argue.
So you wouldn't agree with that, would you? But I do. I think it's one of the best things ever. Why does your clothes matter?
I wouldn't necessarily argue about the trouser argument. My thing is that, look, this is something that true Christians who follow the Bible truly would actually agree that men and women are meant to dress modestly.
Modesty.
Modesty, yeah. In Islam, the dress code, there's 6 elements to it. 5 are exactly the same between men and women. The only difference is the amount we cover. Right now we're in Stratford. If a woman was to run up and down Stratford wearing nothing but shorts, what would happen to her?
Nothing but shorts?
Yeah.
She would probably get arrested for having her tits out.
Exactly. Now, if we had a man who ran up and down Stratford wearing nothing but shorts, what would happen?
No one cares.
Now,
Which I think is disgusting, by the way. I'm on the whole tip of why.
I'm saying...
Women can't do it, men shouldn't do it either.
No, I'm saying there's a difference between men and women, and I'm saying the amount men and women should cover is different as well.
I disagree. I totally disagree. Because the same way a man looks like a woman and says, oh, she's got lovely hair, she's got lovely body, the same way a woman looks like a man says exactly the same thing. The only difference
So I didn't hear what you said. Repeat that, please.
The same way that a woman looks like a man, says exactly the same thing. He's got nice hair, he's got a nice shape. So why is it that a woman's got to cover her hair and a man doesn't? We've both got nice hair. Because yours is short, doesn't make it not nice.
No, the reality of it is, first we need to agree if there's a creator, then we need to agree what the creator wants from us, and then my simple answer is because Allah said so. What the point I'm trying to make right now in regards to the amount men and women need to cover is based on logic and reason that you can agree on. So you're telling me you use the language with the tits out, which is going to get clipped now.
Oh, we're filming.
Yeah, you got 3 cameras on here.
I told them clip you. I thought they were going away. I didn't know they were actually filming.
Really?
No, seriously. I thought they could.
No, I'll be honest with you. I believe you, but I've had people who say that to me, and I don't believe them. But I'm like.
But no, because no one's behind the cameras. There's no one there. I wish I could turn around. There's no one there. So I literally thought they were going somewhere else.
Okay.
I saw them do all of this, but
it's fine. But it's a good conversation. I don't think we've said anything. But the point is, so you're telling me a woman shouldn't cover her chest?
No. I'm saying if a woman has to do it, so should a man. There shouldn't be anything because she's a woman.
Okay, are men and women different?
Yes, because we have children. So obviously
men and women are different.
We're obviously the stronger ones because we have the children. You can't disagree.
No comment.
Okay.
So I would, in some elements, I agree because I think there's a beauty and there's an ability that God's given to women, and childbearing and raising children, patience with children, is miraculous.
But you do realise in some countries like Sweden and Switzerland and all those European countries that you can go out with no top on and no one cares. So in some cultures it's okay to have your chest out and no one cares.
I would challenge that. I think even in America, which is quite similar to the UK.
America because they're changing a lot at the moment.
No, but then women protested to get the right to have a blue beach and to be topless, right?
Yes. But you do get that in America that they don't actually agree with women's rights before President Trump came into power. It was a whole debate about what women's rights were.
I don't believe America has the monopoly on the morality. No, I don't think neither does England.
No, we don't.
And right now, unfortunately, any kind of moral high ground they had, they've embarrassed themselves and they've shown their hypocrisy and their bias through what's happening in Palestine. But we'll leave that to one side. But yes, you agree men and women are different?
Absolutely, I agree with that.
So if they're different, and you mentioned they've got different strengths and weaknesses, which I agree with, now, is it too much of a stretch of the imagination to say that they need to cover differently as well?
No, I think everyone should cover this. What I'm saying about that is what a woman should be able to wear, a man should be able to wear as well.
No, that's not the point I'm making. That's not the point I'm making.
So I don't think just because a woman has breasts, for example, if a man should say to a woman, cover them up. Yes, it's the law, which is different.
Why?
But I think if you're, for example, on a private beach, and your beach says that you can wear whatever you like.
Leave that to one side. Should a woman cover her chest? And is it as important for a woman to cover her chest and a man? Because the way you're speaking is a man should not go out topless, neither should a woman.
Why?
Is that your position?
That's my position.
Okay.
It is.
All right.
I don't see why I should see big men's bellies with no top on, but they can't see my fat belly because I've got breasts. It's unfair. That's just my personal belief. But what I'm saying is this: because the law says to you, women can't wear their chest bare. that's the way your society then brings you up. So to say to me, who I've been grown up with the law of you can't wear your chest out, for me, it's like, why they can't win?
You're entitled to your opinion, madam,
Yes.
but I would argue that most people would agree that women need to cover more than men.
Only because, though, I think half that's got to do with the fact that that's how they were grown up because of the law says women can't wear it.
Men
So you
and
do
women
grow
are
up with
different.
that.
So right now,
Yeah,
a
but- okay,
woman,
if you
a
go
man.
back to
Sorry,
Africa
let me just
now.
finish. A man is more physically, they're more attracted to visually. Yeah.
But women are exactly the same visually. We're attracted to men, not because you've got personalities. We like your face. First and foremost, we say, I like that man's face,
But you'd
I'm
have-
attracted to him, I will then talk to him. Otherwise, you ain't going to get the bar in.
I'm saying, generally speaking, men are more physically aroused than women, and right now, do you disagree with that? Yeah. Majority, you're telling me it's exactly the same.
I'm telling you, probably more. But if you had a group of women who are open and spoken about their sexuality, will tell you that, and I believe this to be true, by the way, that a man can't have a woman unless the woman wants to be had. Like, you can't go up to a woman and say to a woman, I want to go out with you, and her turn around and say, no, you're going to go out with her. That's not going to happen.
Okay.
You can only go to a woman and say to a woman, I'll go out with you, and she says yes, before you can have the relationship. So
Okay.
women have more of the power in the beginning of a relationship, because they say yes or no to the relationship.
Okay.
If a woman doesn't want to be with you, she's gone, out the door. If men
This
don't want to be with you-
this is a lengthier conversation, and
I know, I don't have time either, I've got to go.
no. But I'm going to give you. I think read it now again. Not right now.
No, but
Yeah, I think again it's been a while, and I think you can appreciate it from a different perspective.
yeah, because I'm older and wiser a little bit, not a lot.
No comment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, madam. I sincerely appreciate it. And I'll be honest with you, if I didn't have prayer time now, I would have actually enjoyed continue this conversation.
Okay, well, happy
And you,
Ramadan.
thank you so much, madam. You have a lovely day.
You too.
Take care.
Enjoy your Eid when it comes.
Will do. Thank you so much, madam. Take care. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you for the lovely lady for a lovely conversation. I've liked to have unpacked a lot of the things she was saying, but I need to go for Asr Salah. So, ma salama. Remember us in your dua. Assalamu alaikum.